Hi, Matthew.
Hi, this is Stephanie Kowalski. I'm in lovely downtown Chicago. You can see out the window. That's the, which direction is that? That's west.
That's north.
That's north. Somewhere over there is a lake.
Yes.
We can't find. All right. Stephanie's the Senior Vice President of Marketing at Livongo. Livongo is a company that many of you may have seen at Health 2.0 last year, founded by Glenn Tillman, formerly from Allscripts. And we showed Livongo live on the stage with You Launch, which was great. And it's still nearly 6 months on. Absolutely nothing has happened? No.
Nothing at all.
Nothing has happened. All right, great. So Stephanie has been telling me a bit about Livongo, but I thought I would really put her on the spot. She's actually going to show us how it works. So even though she doesn't have diabetes, she's going to prick her finger right in front of us and show us how it actually works. So Stephanie,
I would be happy to do that. So you see, I've inserted a nice colorful strip into the in-touch meter.
I'm working on getting it not.
Okay.
That's good. Okay.
And it just shut itself off.
All right.
So what I'm going to do is prep myself here, and you're going to see how quick this happens. So I just put the blood on the strip. See a little message there instead of a typical 5-second countdown clock. We wanted to use the space. There's my reading.
95. You
see I'm prompted to answer a timing question. So when was this? This was, I didn't eat anything, so I'm going to say no meal. Press the button. Now it asks me how I feel. So again, the number can mean something different depending on the time of day and depending on if you feel good or bad. So I'm going to say, fortunately, I feel fine. It's asking me if I'm ready to submit. I say yes. And you can see the uploading is happening as we speak. Data upload done. So what this means is the data is now in the cloud, accessible to me on the portal, on my smartphone, wherever I want it. And you'll see I get a nice little affirmation message back.
So let's, while I'm choking my M&M, let's go see it on the portal.
All right.
I'll drink your water while we do that.
Yes, you should. So I want to make sure that this is refreshed. So I'm going to log in again if it requires me to. So I'm now on my personal portal that only I have access to. And this is where I go. So you see already, it's done checking today. I've had my 2 readings. So that was, what, about?
Not long.
Yeah, not long at all, 60 seconds maybe. So you'll see it's told me how many times I've checked today. It's told me what the number is. They're green because those readings are in range. Another really cool thing that is a pain point today for people who have diabetes is having to remember to order more supplies. So to keep track of how much they have, to remember to order them before they run out. So you'll see we have this nice little tracker here that shows you how many you've used, how many you have left. And based on some system rules we've set, when you reach a certain level, we're going to automatically prompt you or ask you if you want to reorder.
Back on the...
Push a message to the device that you're carrying with you to check your blood sugar anyway.
Right.
And all you do is say yes, and the refill order gets placed, and it's shipped to your home. Simple. One touch of a button, and you're done.
So tell us about a couple of the other features that are important. So one of them is this issue with the care team. So give us a sense about what is happening. What is that, and what's happening? What does it actually mean?
So the care team, what this is about here is who is part of my circle who I want to know what's going on with me. So you'll see I have my husband set up here because family, this disease has a big impact on your family. So if you're a young adult, you may want your mom or dad to know what's going on. If you're an older parent, you may want your children to know what's going on. So you get to decide who. You get to decide family, you get to decide doctor. So you may have a primary care provider, you may have an endocrinologist, you can set all of them up here. What you'll see is the alert settings. This is where you say, I only want this person to receive readings that are above a certain number or below a certain number. Because let's face it, your primary care provider probably doesn't want every reading. They only want to know when you're in trouble. So you get to decide who sees what and when. The coach here, this is our Livongo team.
Right.
The coaches see every reading that comes in, but we only take action on ones that are extremely elevated or extremely low.
But you can call a coach or connect with a coach.
Anytime you want.
So you can do that on the web and on the device, or what are the
Yes.
different ways of doing that?
So you can talk to them on the phone. There's a lot of text messaging that happens, but you can set up sessions on the site.
Does the device have text messaging on it built in, or is that? Or do
So
you
there
give them
is
your number
messaging
separately?
that gets sent back, but it doesn't have text messaging in the traditional
Right.
smartphone sense.
But you can separately text message them from your own smartphone.
Yes, that's
Okay.
right. So in some cases, if you have a higher, a really high or a really low reading, and we call you and you don't answer, we will send a text to your phone.
But attachment to the coach as well as the community is part of the program.
Exactly.
Of the device.
It
You're not
just-
buying a separate meter. It's all one.
out
big
of the
thing.
box.
Okay.
It is out of the box. The other thing you'll see here is share. So what's really nice about this is in the old world of diabetes, people had to record things on paper
Yeah.
in a logbook, and A, had to remember to record them, B, had to remember to bring the logbook with them when they went to the doctor. So what you'll see that we've done here, and again, I don't have a ton of data, is a PDF is being generated
Yeah.
that I can then send to any of those people I've set up in my care team.
Okay.
So it's really a way to close the loop so that not only you know what's going on with you, but everybody else who's important to you knows what's going on as well.
So I think it's really fair to say, Stephanie, that you guys in relatively short time have brought the meter and the surrounding information
Yeah.
platform around the cloud to a new level.
Yes, that's right.
So that's great. Obviously, it's only great if people use it and it gets out there, and you've been busy on that front as well.
Yes.
You have some announcements last year with, I think, healthcare partners in Southern California, and I'm bringing somebody else. And then you had an announcement that you're working with Cerner
Yes,
in their in their disease management population health
that's right.
world.
You can expect
So-
to see us with them at HIMSS in April.
So tell us a bit more about the trust. You started out mostly aimed at employers,
That's
but
right.
just give me a sense of where you are, how many people are, how many companies or employers or customers are using the system, how many individuals that means are on
Right.
the system, and then give me a sense about what we can expect to see from you in the next little bit.
So we have close to 20 clients today, all shapes and sizes, in virtually every segment of the market. So we have public sector, school districts, cities. We have private sector organizations like Office Depot, Iron Mountain was a new signing toward the end of the year. Very, very innovative, one of the largest logistics companies in the world. And a variety of others that we've signed. We have a couple of big deals that are days away that I won't reveal here.
There'll be another interview later. We can do that.
Yes, suffice it to say, the pipeline is significant, and we're really excited about it. And it's not just self-funded employers, it's providers too. So you mentioned healthcare partners. We recently signed Mission Health. We are going to be working with them in terms of their employees, because even healthcare providers are employers too, in addition to rolling out to their population of patients. And we have several other of those that are in the works, and we expect that's really going to ramp up once this Cerner partnership is activated in the next handful of weeks.
Can you give me a sense of, you put all these relationships into play now? How many how many people within those organizations are now on the platform? And then give me a sense about what kind of feedback you're getting from those people.
So we are rapidly approaching 10,000, which is not a bad start, considering we only got clearance in mid-September. And the best news, I think, of all is that the people who are using it really are gaining benefit from it. So we do a member satisfaction survey. We found that almost 90% of them said the experience has been positive, and that more than half, after just a month, have noticed positive changes, whether that's reductions in A1C or feeling like they're having more energy or they're more in control because they have the data at their fingertips. So all part of the promise of what Livongo Health wanted to bring to the market. So we're really happy to see it coming true.
So that's great, really good start. Can you give me a sense, and I don't know enough about this, about how many meters there are out there as a whole, how many people are using it, what the potential market is, and give me a sense about what this costs and how it gets paid for relative to how it happens today.
So, I mean, there are lots and lots of meters on the market. The offering will get narrowed as soon as the FDA implements their new tighter accuracy standards, because not many of them, we're one of the few that actually meet and exceed those new standards today. But there are lots of meters. And there are a variety of disease management programs that do things the sort of traditional way, smile and dial, and it's completely disconnected from anything that's actually happening in your life, and you don't achieve the results you expect. So there is a business as usual model that we are competing against. And the way we get paid for is a per member per month fee. So the thing that makes that a little bit different is today you pay for the device and your insurance company reimburses you. You pay for supplies, your insurance company reimburses you. But there is a limit on how many supplies you can use. So there is research that shows the more frequently you check your blood sugar, the lower your A1C will be. But if you're told that you're only reimbursed for 30 in a month, you're only going to check your blood sugar once a day. So there's almost a financial disincentive to do what might be in the best interest of your health. So we said, let's turn that whole model on its head and let's give unlimited strips. Because why would we want to not encourage people to check more frequently? And let's put a lot of value on the service part of the ecosystem, which is the education and real-time support and access to knowledgeable people who can help you, support you in meeting your goals.
So the last question before we talk about the company is a bit about that coaching model. How do you, I mean, are these Livongo employee coaches? Are you working with a network? And then give me a sense about some of the some metrics around the interactions that people are having. Are they calling once a month, once a day? Give me a sense about how much activity there is going on now.
So the coaches are Livongo employees, and they are certified diabetes educators, they're registered nurses, they're licensed dietitians, so they know something about diabetes. It's not the typical model of care managers in a hospital
Right.
setting who are nurses but maybe don't have any special expertise in a particular chronic disease. So they are on our staff. Typically, a coach is assigned to a client so that you have the opportunity to build a relationship with people. A little different than a nursing call center model where you never know who's going to be on the other end of the phone. We believe that relationships are important, and trusting whoever's on the other end of the phone is only a good thing when you're talking about your health. That team has grown as we have expanded, and we have put a lot more messaging into the device so that the device itself almost becomes a coach, so that we really only use those humans in sort of extreme situations. I don't know the metrics right off the top of my head in terms of the number of alerts we manage, but those are scenarios where a reading is really high or really low and requires some degree of outreach from us. What I can tell you is that almost 90% of the time we connect with the person, which is a really good metric when you think about traditional disease management and the incidence of somebody actually picking up the phone when you call. So that idea of being in the moment, helping somebody when they need it, seems to be, again, playing out here.
So it's very exciting. You guys have clearly come with a very different approach to the whole management of health for people with diabetes.
Right.
Let's talk a bit about the company. You see
I know,
your finger's still bleeding. We still have a bit of blood and gore.
The things you do for Matthew Holmes.
If it bleeds, it leads. Right? I think it's right. So you're here and also Center of Mountain View, which is just just open. How many people are you roughly now, and where do you think you're heading?
So we are close to 60 now. So I think, employee number 6. And we are at 60. We are growing very quickly on the development side, on the data science side, so that we continue to make that smart cloud even smarter. Hiring and sales, just trying to keep up with the demand. We expect that we'll be close to 90 by the end of the year, although at this pace we may get there sooner than we think.
All right, that's exciting. And then I assume, like everybody else in the current climate, you're out talking about you raised, I think, $10 million last year from.
That's right. Series A was $10 million.
And from Sequoia and others, all right? Did I get the, is it Sakura? No, General
General
Catalyst. Sorry.
That's right,
I was
General
trying to remember that.
Catalyst. Yes.
And I assume in the current environment, there's probably more money around. Are you out talking about that?
I'm not talking about it yet, but it's safe to
You're not
assume.
talking about it, but if I
Safe
get,
to
when
assume there's money around. Yes.
safe to assume that Mr. Tillman has had some conversations during his
That's right.
move to
That's
California. Great. And then if we were to fast forward a year, two final questions. First one is, who do you think the end customer, obviously the consumer is the end user, but who do you think your end customer and payment is? Do you think you're going to stay mostly in that employer world, or do you think it'll be more health plans or providers, or is it unclear?
I think the goal here is to get this program into the hands of as many people as is humanly possible. So I would fully expect that we will be in a consumer model and not just limited to the U.S. Within the next year.
Okay. And then final question, which is about the device itself. So you build this brand new innovative device, you put a lot of stuff in it that's not been on the meter before.
That's right.
But of course, there's this other device, well, this one and various others, right, which have a lot of information which people use all the time. Do you think that, and there are some companies who put the test strip reader actually directly into the iPhone or to an Android device. Do you think that's where we end up, or do you think this device, this independent device, sort of the super smart meter, continues to be the main thrust of what you're doing?
So I think for the foreseeable future, the smart device continues to be the thrust. That said, there is an app that you can run on your phone that helps you leverage the information that the device captures. But I think the device remains, for the foreseeable future, our focus.
Fantastic. So it's exciting. You guys are doing a lot.
Yes.
Really extreme growth.
Yes.
Very exciting
It's been
to
fantastic.
See. Well, it's only, I mean, it's not that long ago that you and Glenn and the rest of the team were on the stage launching this. It's only last September, so
That's right.
It was exciting to see how well you're doing, and I look forward to checking back in just a few more months.
Sounds great. Thank you, Matthew.
I've been talking with Stephanie Kowalski, who is the Senior VP of Marketing at Livongo. Thanks, Stephanie.
Thank you.